Good morning and welcome to our interview for Exam 3, where I'm going to interview Mr. R about a childhood memory he has, an incident with his brother for sibling rivalry in exam section on Ed Puzzle.
Good luck.
Good morning, Mr. R.
Morning, Mr. M. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. And you?
Good. Thank
That's
you.
nice. Listen, I want to ask you about a childhood memory that you have with the idea of sibling rivalry. We know that it's a big issue with children and siblings. So, brother and sisters, brother and brother. Can you tell us something about that incident?
Sure. So just to introduce, my brother's name is Chris.
Right.
And he is a bit more than 3 years older than me.
Huh, okay then.
So, pretty much it started, because it's 3 years is a pretty close age gap, especially for these sibling rivalry types. And ever since I was little, he's always been bigger than me, stronger than me, and because of that, better at sports and games and things.
Right.
And that's really where the rivalry started. He really enjoyed beating me in things like games, board games, video games, sports. Anything he could do better than me on, he really enjoyed it.
Do you know why this manifested, why it happened, why it came out? I mean, this idea, did your father show more favoritism towards you or your mother, perhaps?
I was definitely my mother's favorite, because I was the youngest in the family. So being the baby, you get preferential treatment.
So perhaps Chris was a bit jealous of you then?
I think perhaps so. But I think also he's a very competitive type person. He enjoys competition. And so, of course, he had a big advantage being older than me.
Right, and you said, I think, also he was stronger.
Yes, very much. He's a bit taller than me, of course, who isn't. But also, he had, at that time, he had a very muscular build.
Right.
As a youngster.
So he worked out a lot then when he
worked out a lot. He played a lot of sports, soccer, football. I think he ran track as well.
Did you try to follow his footsteps? Did you try to be like him?
I did, of course.
And perhaps he didn't like that either.
I did, of course. He was very popular in school. He had lots and lots of friends, lots of girlfriends. So of course I thought he was really cool. But what happened is, anytime we did things together, like we were both big into video games at that time. Oh, and he just would love to play against me because, of course, he was better than me.
Right, and it gave him that kind of sort of like power.
Yeah, and every time he would beat me, he would make me do things like tell me I'm the champion, tell me I'm the best. It was terrible.
Would he sit on your chest and do things like that?
Yes, all those classic things that I'm the best, I'm the best. Well, you're 3 years older than me, of course.
And how old were you at this time?
Oh, this is probably about 7, 8.
Yeah, so it's quite terrible. You see, you tend to see that quite a lot of boys who tend to end up showing who's the strongest. So what was the incident that you specifically remember then?
Yeah, so I remember, I'll never forget this. Again, one of those little competitions. I think at this time we were playing some sort of a board game. I don't really quite remember which game it was. I think it could have been Monopoly even. And he was just really going at me. That he was just, every time he would win, he would just say, in your face, I won. Look, I'm the best. You're awful. You're terrible. I'm so bored playing against you. Yes, awful. And you just, for some reason at that time, after taking so many years of this bullying abuse, I just snapped.
Really?
I don't know why. That time I just really had enough. And he could see it on my face that I was really, really angry.
And did he square up to you, or did he start running away?
No. What happened is I was just really aggressive and started shouting at him, and I ended up starting chasing him around the house.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you grab anything to
Yeah. I grabbed a baseball bat. And
Really?
I think that's why he got really scared that time.
And how did it end?
Yeah, so what happened, of course, we were shouting, and then my mom came, and she tried to stop us, but she couldn't. And then finally, of course, Big Dad comes in the house. And he sees what's happening. And what's really cool, of course, he stopped us and asked us what was happening. And when we both told him, he supported me.
Nice.
Even though